Today, Camera 3 turns to the world of music, and we present a program of songs by one of the rare voices of this or any age. Our guest today is Russell Oberlin, called the reigning countertenor of our time. The countertenor is that very rare and exceptionally high-pitched male tenor voice which is natural, neither the falsetto of the male alto nor the artificial castrato voice of the 17th and 18th centuries. The advent of a countertenor of Russell Oberlin's quality has meant that, once again, the long-neglected masterpieces of Bach, Handel, and Purcell can be heard in the full glory of their original creation. Mr. Oberlin's artistry has also been acclaimed in musical works as sharply contrasted as those of Berlioz and Honegger. Russell, what is the difference between true countertenor and falsetto?
Well, every male person has a falsetto voice. You have a falsetto voice. I've got a falsetto voice, although I don't sing in it. And every man listening today has a falsetto voice, whether they know it or not. I think the best way to show a difference would be to demonstrate it a little bit myself. Although I don't sing in a falsetto voice, I've got one, and I think it's interesting to show the difference. I'll sing a phrase first with a falsetto voice, and then with my natural voice, and you'll hear the difference. Now that same phrase with my natural voice.
The difference is very sharp.
Yes, there's a lot more projection with a natural voice than there would be with the more delicate and refined falsetto voice.
And this means that professionally there are many, many more things that one can do.
Well, there are certainly, I think, more fields.
How do you build a repertoire as a countertenor?
Well, in the last century or so, there has been sort of a disuse of the countertenor. There haven't been composers writing for the countertenor voice, and there haven't seemed to have been countertenors around. It was just sort of out of fashion.
But in early music,
yes,
quite a lot.
In the music before the time of Bach, practically all of the music written in the alto range was written for either a countertenor, which was a voice like mine, or a male alto, which was a falsetto.
And this was because in those days women could not sing in the
That's
churches.
Right. They weren't permitted to sing in the churches at the time. And if they wanted to have part singing with an alto line, it was either left up to boy altos, whose voices tend to be rather delicate, and had to be augmented by men singing either in a falsetto voice or in their naturally high tenor voice.